Hi guys, and welcome back. This project that I'm working on is for my husband. It's a Dungeon Master screen. So anyone whose husband or boyfriend or anyone they know of that plays, they will know what this is. If you don't, it's basically just something that the head guy sits behind and does all his stuff here, but then nobody else around him can see what he's doing. So it's, like his own little fortress type of thing. But it is for my husband. He is into D&D, and I have seen it done, and I find it fascinating, but not something I want to be into. But I told him that I would make him one, so I thought I would give you guys a play-by-play sort of thing of how I've done it. The materials that I am using that you may or may not have or want to use, it's optional. You will need some kind of material to stand up. I mean, as you can see, this is a trifold foam board. So it'll stand up on its own, which is part of the reason I went for it. It is 10 inches tall by 48 inches long, opened. I bought this at Office Depot and had them cut it down. I recommend, though, if you're going to do it, it cost me like 25 cents per cut, and I had her cut it down to as many as she could get, and she got 3 10 inches and 1 6 inch. So I would recommend going to Walmart or Target and finding it cheap, because this board was $15. And then after I got it and had gone to Walmart later, I had seen, I could have gotten one just a little bit smaller, but the same color and everything for under $10. So way cheaper. But I didn't know if I could find anyone, and then I didn't know how long he wanted it, so I went ahead and got this one. I am then also using, let me grab all this stuff here. I found these pockets. They're the protective envelopes. Oh, sorry, I'm reaching for something else. That you put in your 3-ring binder, and they have a, let me pull one out. It's going to be hard to see, but they have a little side pocket. So it would go in your binder like this with a little pocket. And I cut this piece off, as you can see on this one. Let me move this out of the way for you. Okay, I just cut the top off, and this is so he can slide all his papers in there. And then I used my Xyron Create a Sticker. This is the big one. This one will take up to 9 inches. 9 inches across. But 8.5 by 11 just fits. So I don't know if a 9 will, but this worked out perfectly, and then obviously it can be as long as you want this way. But I just go with about 8.5 by 11. And I use it through, and that way it gives me the entire back. Hi, sweetie. Sorry, my daughter just walked in. And then there's going to be 2 more here, and then another one over here. And then, I'm not done yet, obviously. I'm taking one of these. He asked for a dry erase section. So, essentially, this piece will get cut off. But it will be attached on the bottom, and it'll just drop down. And then this I'm cutting so it'll open up a little longer. So it'll actually sit out to about there, give or take. And then I've got some dry erase dry erase sticky stuff that I'm going to put on there. So it'll fold down, so when it's all done, he'll just close it up. So that had nothing to do with what you needed, did it? Sorry, went ahead and jumped forward. So the supplies that you will need is some kind of board to use, some way, if you choose to go this route, protective sleeves. These ones I did get at Office Depot, and they are the clear side-loading sheet protectors. And these ones are pretty thick. Like, I was going to go with just the regular drop top down ones, but when I saw these, I thought these ones would be way better. And they're 3.3 mils thick. So I figured nice and sturdy and will hold up. And then some way to adhere them to the sides. I am reinforcing both the inside and the outside because I figured multiple open and closes, eventually it'll wear down. So I am reinforcing that so it will hopefully last much longer. And then I will show another video once my husband tells me what he wants of how I decorated the backside. But right now this is just the inside. So let's get started on putting this thing together. Okay, forgive me if it's off camera. I don't have an actual tripod set up yet. I haven't quite figured out how to do that since I'm not exactly somewhere where I can put a shelf over my head like everybody else has in their rooms. So I'm just going to find my scissors. They're there. I'm just taking some black duct tape and reinforcing the inside so that, again, multiple uses it'll last a little bit longer than just straight. Oh. I need to clean my scissors. But I'm going to wait till after I'm done. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to go all the way down. I just wanted a majority of it covered. And then we're going to take this and turn it so that I can do it. Now what I do here is I take, get that out of the way, I take the duct tape and I really smush it against this edge here, just so that way I know that it'll stick there and that's where I want it protected. And I probably don't even have to do this step, but I thought it would be so much simpler. Sorry, just checking to make sure I was still in frame. So much simpler to do that. And he's not going to open up all the way, so I wasn't worried about that. But this way it at least will now be stuck to my board. There we go. And like I said, I'm going to be covering the backside, so I'm not too worried about this going all the way up to the edge or not, because I think, well, I don't know, because I don't know what he wants done. I'm not sure how it's going to get done. Oh, well, that was very nice. It went ahead and did. So I'll go ahead and cover up all the edges. That'll be fine. I did it on the other side. So, I was really excited when he asked me to do this for him. Because, like I said, I'm not big into Dungeons & Dragons. I helped once, when he was in the military. Some of his Navy buddies were into it, and I'd gone over to the house while we were dating and watched them, and they kind of got me involved, but it's not my cup of tea. I can't sit there and roll dice for hours on end. I can do just about anything, but I can't do that. But I do enjoy watching him play, because I find it fascinating how, do it without cutting my flesh, how really into it these guys get. I mean, they get really, really into it. This particular group, they actually would, you know, in character, out of character, and I mean, you kind of got in trouble if you were talking to someone in character but about real life. It was, like I said, fascinating and funny all at the same time. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut off this little little white piece here, and it takes just a little bit, but I do it just, can you see that? Oh, drop it down a little. I do it just above, there's a dotted line right here where they, you know, pressed everything together and all that. I cut just above there because I want this to stay relatively sturdy, and it really doesn't matter, but it gives you an extra little lip, so I'm not cutting it even, so you're, you know, peeling it both. You kind of see where that plastic piece was. And then I just cut off the white, because the white will really stand out against the black. So, so again, forgive me if I go off camera for a second. I am still here, I promise. Just trying to cutting through clear plastic. It's kind of hard to see. So, okay. And done. Okay, now I'm going to get my big old sticker maker. Let me move that out of the way. Oh. Okay, so if you don't have one of these, let me move the camera up just a smidgen more. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay, better. So, if you don't have one of these, it's expensive. I got mine at Joann's with a coupon, so I would suggest going that route. But it has come in very handy, which surprised me because I thought, no, I won't use it, but I use a lot more than I thought. And I have the smaller ones too, but obviously. So when you put it in, you're going to put it in this way, but you want to make sure that the flap is up, because the sticky side will be on this side. So whatever you put through these machines, you want face up. And I need to, I'm sorry, I need to get another one. That one's all wrinkly, and I can be a bit of a perfectionist sometimes, so I don't want that one. So give me a second while I just cut this. Okay. Just like I said, make sure your little, oops, flap is open, and I almost didn't. Otherwise I would have glued it down the wrong way. I don't think it really would have mattered, but might as well make it easier on him, right? And you just slide it in and make sure it's in there flat. And then have it facing you the right way. And then we're just going to go slow, make sure that it's coming out. And it's in there, so it shouldn't go anywhere else. And just bring it out. You want to go just, I usually go just past, but because I really don't want to cut into there. Just cut it down. Okay. And then I just varnish. I just push down all of the, I'll put it on the black so you can see a little bit better. Oops, tape doesn't want to stick at the moment. There we go. I just like to push down the sides because there is glue on the white part, and so it can sometimes get to the on the edge. So I just kind of use my finger and rub along the edge so that I don't end up with any extra glue or sticky. And then this one is always just right there, so it's not a big deal. And then you just take the plastic off, maybe, if it wants to come. Come on, there we go. Oh, throw that away. And then we're going to go ahead and do this other door, just so it'll be easier to show you. Okay. Now, you're going to, again, want to find the top, and very carefully, for big stuff like this, and I don't want it to fold over, I just kind of pull it down like this, just to get it started, and then I try and keep this as flat as possible, just so it doesn't roll up on me. I gotta go off. I run out of room. But I don't want it to stick. And then you throw that white piece away. Oh, and then you unstick your fingers. And then you just center it as best you can. I'm putting mine all the way down to the bottom here, and then centering it between this edge and the fold. Just because, again, I think it would look better. And then just smooth it out so that there's no air bubbles. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and get all the extra glue off my fingers. And just kind of varnish it down a little bit, just to make sure that the whole back sticks. And because this is where the duct tape is, I don't want to push really hard. I just want to make sure, oops, that it's nice and stuck down, especially around the edges. And especially the top, since that's where he's going to be fiddling with it the most. Then I just want to kind of come in here and, you know, make sure everything is stuck down. And then hope I didn't goof again. Nope, yay! And then I take my bone folder and just kind of stretch it a little bit, just not to loosen it up a lot, but just make sure it's working fine. And then I'm going to take a piece of paper just to show you. Just the receipt from Office Depot, so not a huge deal. But then it'll just slide in, slide in. So it looks like that. And then I'm thinking I might punch a little hole here just so we can get to it easier, but I'm going to leave that decision up to him, so, you know. And then I'm going to go ahead and do, the rest of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop, and then I'm going to do the rest. I'm going to do the 2 on the inside and get my dry erase board ready, and I will come back with that here in just a few moments. Okay, so I goofed. I said that I'd come back and show you how to attach the board, the dry erase board, but I had to do that in order to attach this. So I went ahead and attached everything. I just used some black duct tape to hold it on, and I just cut the folder down. So, you know, I chopped off the edge. So if you were to put this back on there, it would be like that. Just so that way it had somewhere to go. And I didn't reinforce this, just because I thought that, you know, didn't need it. I'm thinking I'm going to put a little bit of duct tape around the edges just to make sure that this holds down. I mean, it holds down pretty good, but as you can see, it can lift up pretty easy too. So, you know, lots of good use out of it is what I'm going for. But that is it all finished except for the outside. He didn't want anything on the inside, just wanted it blank because he's going to slide his own papers in. This was just some, sorry, I had to get the box. I actually found it, I think, on clearance at Michael's or Joann's or whatever, but it's just the repositional dry erase roll. So, you know, if I used it long, it would have looked like that. So, and it, you know, it works out really well. I've used it in other places in my house too, so, I figured this would be the best solution. But I'll show you what it looks like. So he just, when he's all done, you just collapse it down. It doesn't shut flat, but I'm thinking I'm gonna make something that I can wrap around and all that. But that is the finished item. I will be back with part 2 of this screen after he tells me what he wants on the outside. So hope you enjoyed and look for part 2.